Yessirskiii. Hopefully, I didn't just, ruin your guys' ears off, but welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, back. Just like the Warriors in the playoffs, back. Just like Stephen Curry in his time of the year, back. Like Jimmy Butler coming back to playoff Jimmy, back. Like Draymond Green putting up Defensive Player of the Year candidate at age 35, 36. And yeah, just like that, we are back in the playoffs. Since our last episode, I know I didn't do a video last week. You know what? Let me rewind it back. Let's do the proper introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to your favorite hoop show on the internet. Your favorite little, you know, distraction in the corner of the internet, let's say, in regards to hoops. Welcome to Season 1, Episode 9. JumpBall is back. Yes, like I just mentioned, unfortunately, I did not do the video last week. It's There's not much to it. Just mental health struggles. Did not get to speak to my sorry y'all. Didn't get to speak to my therapist last week, so you know, got to speak to him today. Got it all done. Brand new day, brand new year, boy, and brand new brand of basketball. We are here. Now it is time for the playoffs. But just before that kicks off, we do have the eighth seed finale, I guess, in the playing tournament today. Mavericks taking on the Grizzlies in Memphis, and I do believe Miami Heat are traveling out to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. So we'll see what happens there. I had picked the Kings because I thought the injuries were still prevalent for the Mavericks, but they actually seem like a pretty decent squad, even without Kyrie Irving. Can they really sneak in as an 8 seed? I do think so. Can they? Due to the championship experience with Anthony Davis and more importantly with Klay Thompson, it should be there. But same time, those Memphis Grizzlies, we saw how it came down. It was 121, 116. It wasn't like a blowout for that 7 seed for us. So I do see Memphis actually, going over the top and, doing their thing. I think they will prevail over that game. They will come out on top. And then after that, we'll see what happens. Memphis is still a relatively young squad. They don't have anybody of note other than like their own stars and their own players that they have drafted that they got out of free agency or a former champion via trade. None of that sort. Closest thing would probably be Marcus Smart, but he got traded away as well. So yeah, Memphis is in kind of a like an extremely important time. I want to say they're at that important junction of their for their current squad at where the Warriors were with that Klay Thompson and Kevin Love trade that people tend to forget about. We did pull the plug on it and did not go through with that trade. That kind of pretty much gave us the history now that we did end up having. So yeah, I think this offseason might be one of those critical ones for the Grizzlies, but until they get to the offseason, this postseason, I do think they will take on the Grizzlies. I mean, they will take on OKC as the 8 seed for the Grizzlies. Moving on to our situation again. Let's go back to Dub Nation. Let's stick with us. 2 versus 7. Rockets are at 2. Warriors at 7. If you told teams last year or people last year that would do you think Rockets would be the second seed this year? Most people would have looked at you crazy. A 12 to 14 seed coming up as a second seed the next year, but that has happened. A lot of reasons why it has happened. They are an extremely young squad. They are an extremely good squad. They are defensively sound. They are aggressive. They are mean. In a sense of like they want to be the bullies. Um, Doesn't matter who it is on the other side, but if the other side has bullies too, it will be a good battle, and that's what it's about. I don't think this is going to be a cakewalk by any sort of imagination. Just because they are young does not mean they can't play basketball. They can all play basketball. Fred Van Vliet is a NBA champion. He beat us in the NBA Finals. He knows at the highest stakes how we perform, what plays we like to run. Situationally and all that. But at the same time, it is just also just him, who I do believe might also be leaving in the offseason as a free agent because I don't think they re-signed him, especially at a $45 million contract. So outside of Fred Van Vliet, there's not really much experience, just overall, just playoff experience, let alone playing a player like Jimmy Butler, playing Steph Curry in the playoffs. I know Ime Udoka has done that in the NBA Finals, but that is a different case from the squad that was a few years ago to the squad that is now. And even for us as the 7th seed, we're not your typical 7th seed. We have the best record since the trade deadline. Since February at like 24-6, we're a completely different squad from what the Rockets had faced 3 times really till the All Star game, including the play in season tournament game that didn't count. So we are still 3-2 to them this season. They have won 2 games. That is what I see with them in our series. I do see them winning a game on their own merit because they are a talented squad like that. And one game that we will toss away with our mental errors, with our inability to shoot or score, and just lapses, because that has been prevalent throughout the season, and that's not going to change. We are going to have those moments. The magnitude of those moments, the times of those moments, that's what the playoffs dictate. Dallas was a 5th seed that nobody had predicted was going to make it to the finals. Can Warriors still make it with the roster that they have? Yes, they can, because none of the analysts believed in us in 2022 anyway. When that question was posed, do you think if Stephen Curry can win another ring in the next 10 years or whatever, people were just appalled for that question even being raised. Like, he shouldn't even be in the NBA Finals category, let alone winning another ring. But then he did what he did, and the history has been what it has been. But we move on. What I'm trying to say is Rockets are also the team who were, I do believe, a 7 seed with Hakeem that went on to win it in 95, if I'm not correct, if I am correct. Shout out Kenny Smith, the Jet. But yeah, so why not us? And the motto of our season has been just us. So I'm rolling with that. Just us. Houston Rocket, eye socket, empty your pocket. Warriors in 6. That's a wrap right there. The biggest key that I just mentioned, the experience and the difference makers factors, their biggest difference maker, their biggest score, their best score is Jalen Green. How has he fared so far against the Warriors in his career? Let me tell you, he has 13.1 points, 3.1 rebounds, 2.9 assists in 14 games in his career against the Golden State Warriors. Are those great numbers? No. Are those good numbers? Are those decent numbers? Yes. But he has developed this season as a player. And it is going to be those moments in the playoffs. It is the pressure of the playoffs that's going to raise his game. Let's say he's, around at 13 points right now. He'll easily get about 20 in a playoff series. That will be something to be mindful of. He is going to want to go, be more aggressive scoring wise. He and the squad as a whole need that from him. Sengun, 13.4 points, 8.4 rebounds, 3.8 assists in the 13 games that he has played against the Warriors. Um, with Sengun's size, I do still think of him more as like a finesse big man rather than a powerful big man. And as long as it is a finesse big man, I am not worried about it to a T. Cool, you're going to keep scoring 20 points, 10 rebounds. Sure, we'll let you get 40 points, 20 rebounds. If at the end of the day we're coming away with the wins, it doesn't matter what he scores. So his impact can be limited. He is, harder to kind of keep off the glass, but that's what we have Loon for. And then offensively, Can he shoot and make some threes? Sure. Is he going to? Is that his game? Not really. So that is one aspect of his game that less that we have to worry about on the defensive end, on the defensive end for them, and the offensive end for us. Stephen Curry and that pick and roll is gonna be hazardous. And I mean completely hazardous. The way that he just did Zach Edey, that's not gonna come in close. They're just gonna keep on taking him up there, leaving him in an island with Chef Curry, and Chef Curry's gonna do what he does with Aman Thompson and all that. And it is gonna be a cat and mouse game. They're gonna have their moments. We're gonna have our runs. It's just who's gonna be able to handle it down in those pressure packed moments, not have those lapses, and they move on. And I, with respect to the Rockets, I do think we handle it in six. Then we move on. We'll keep what happens next. But the last piece I did want to end up with was defense wins championship. Gary Payton the second, Moses Moody, playoff Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Kevon Looney at the five. Bring your boys. My five, your five. Let's run it. Whoever comes out on top, all the respect. But I will take my boys 7 days out of 5 days because that's what it is. Like I said last time, all the smoke still applies. And until I see you guys on the next video, I do want to send a quick shout out to Pods for his first signature line being released, his first signature shoe being released. That is an very important milestone and a like very very cool accomplishment in your career, a still relatively young career, where you've already shown improvements. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Mo. I know like your shooting has gone down significantly recently, bro, but just keep grinding it out. The defense that you have been playing, you're still getting your posterizing dunks. Mom Moody is still, going off on Twitter, repping the Dub Nation like we do. And yeah, and QP. Don't you think I forget about you? Just because you are a rookie don't mean nothing. You out there playing with all the other NBA players, don't matter if they are first year rookie like you or 20-year veteran like LeBron. You out there on that court, they on that court, you belong there, bro. And you doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. Keep prospering, bro. Hopefully there is a parade out there in June that I will be coming out to. But till then, love y'all. Peace, y'all. Take care of your mentals. Like I said, hopefully next week I do have a surprise for you. Fingers crossed. Nothing guaranteed, but nothing in life is. Till next time.